Champagne smashing on my metal body, the sea swiftly moving, the crowds waving and cheering. Today is my special day, and in a few minutes I'll be on my way.
Out of the porthole, waves crashing and soaring, whales gliding through the misty sea, lightning breaking up the cloudy mist, stormy seas rising up to the boat's height, whispering wind blazes a windy breeze.
Lightning lanterns flashed across the boat as it chucked itself to one side. The force of it flung me into the water. The coldness hit me as I was sinking into the depths of the Pacific. Suddenly, a wave came and swept me away. All went black.
In the heart of the historic city of Bristol lies the Victorian steamship the Great Britain and its hundreds of artefacts from its long history. Jacqueline Ferguson, History Coordinator at Ashton Gate Primary School, has been giving her Year 6 pupils a chance to investigate some of these artefacts and the stories and historical characters connected to them. The next step is for them to develop their own creative labels for some of the artefacts in the form of riddles and poems.
Well, last week the children went to the SS Great Britain for a workshop where they investigated the artefacts of 4 or 5 characters. What we're trying to do this week is to actually focus on 1 or 2 of those artefacts and try and write some poems and use the knowledge and information that they've built up about the object and about SS Great Britain and about Victorian life and try and include that in the poems somehow.
What's that? Let's see it. It's a bell. A bell.
You have to do
I'm doing the song.
Time's up.
That would have been a second class person.
Or a third, if they might have stole the dice from a British person and tried to gamble and get money.
I think Jade's imagination's going well there. That's good. That's excellent. Right. You've got the photograph of your artefact in front of you, yes? James, do you want to tell me something?
I got dices and they're made out of chunks of wood, I think.
I wonder what those dice were used for. What do you think?
Gambling.
Gambling.
Yeah.
And is he a sailor or a passenger?
A passenger.
Or you might mix it.
Yeah.
We'll see how you feel. Okay, Jessica, what have you got?
A bowl.
So what did you think that bowl might be used for?
For washing, really.
Washing, I think you're right. So are you going to be the maid that brings the bowl, perhaps? What story is that bowl going to tell?
No idea.
No idea yet. Well, we'll see. Or maybe she's been sick in it.
Yeah.
Penny.
And you've got a bell, and it's got Great Britain on. The sailors rang it when it's in emergencies.
You could include that in your work that you're going to do. Think about what the bell can see and the noises that it's going to create, what kind of atmosphere it's going to create. To get you in the mood, I thought we'd start with a riddle. Can anybody tell me what a riddle is? Atif.
It's like a question, but it doesn't really give the answer.
So you've got to keep the object a secret, haven't you? The riddle will help you work your ideas out. It'll help you get to know your object a little bit more. It'll perhaps make you look at the decoration. Think of 4 facts and lead us into it, okay?
People put me on their body. No. People stick their legs inside me.
Like a sailor shake me, I am made of metal. What was the last one?
I hang from...
The object of today is to continue developing their skills in investigation and inquiry, but also to make it more creative and more fun. So they're getting to know the object in more detail. It's quite remarkable that they can spend an hour and a half on one artefact throughout the whole lesson. Rosie, did you do a riddle? Jade?
Yeah.
I am made out of metal, I warm things up like a kettle. I am used by a maid as well as a first class lady.
Well done, a little bit of rhyming as well. That sounds like a song. Atif.
Is that a kettle?
It's not a kettle, is it, Thomas? Yes, you're next door to them, aren't you? Right, the next ones I'm going to do what we call acrostic poems. These are quite easy. Let me show you one. And then maybe you can tell me what they are. Here's your object. The artefact here is a menu. Rosie, can you tell me?
It's when you write
the word down the side and then you make up sentences to go with it.
So M for menu, and then E, eating in the dining room. No microwave meals. That's a nice touch, reminding us that we're talking of 150 years ago. Usually we go for a walk after the meal. You can start to introduce that sort of thing, what the person might have done, how the object was used. Think about what it was like on board ship. Introduce a few things like that if you can. So decide what your object is called first. That would help. Dice. That's a nice easy one. So James has just got dice here. All right. D-I-C-E.
Fair. I didn't drink that with coffee. That's all I can think of.
It's a difficult one, the diary, isn't it?
Oh, is that biscuit for me?
Drained out with coffee. Why is that? Are you thinking that they're drinking coffee? What is coffee? Maybe coffee stains on it. You can use that. That would be good. That would be excellent. This is a really detailed picture, isn't it? How long do you think it took them?
Hours.
A long time. So could you put that in some way? What about all the ink on his fingers? Yes, that's good. What did you say?
Or
Aging by the minute. Wow.
Oh, I got one for I.
Yeah.
Ink splattered fingers.
Well done. That's good. You're away now. It's fantastic. So how are you doing, James? Did you get that D sorted?
Yes,
What have you got? Dented. Dented on a table. Ink all over me. Chosen to gamble. Well done. And E. Excellent. Why dented on a table?
Because when I get rolled, I could get dented.
Yes? It's because they're wood, they're going to get worn, aren't they, I suppose? Yes, that's good. Ink all over me. Why have you got ink all over you?
The black dots.
I think it's important to make sure it remains as a history lesson. It's obviously got a lot of links with literacy, but you need not to concentrate too much on the poems. They're easy poems to do. It's well within their comfort zone. But by having to create the poem, they have to get to understand the object much more. They have to think about who was using it and how they were using it. It demands them to inquire about the object even more without them really realising.
Boil me on the fire, open my lid and pour water in me. Tie me to the end of the bed.
Touch me and I'm hot. Leave me on the table to cool down. Empty me out overboard.
What a boring life that hot water bottle has. James, do you want to have a go?
Dented on a table by being rolled. Ink all over me by losing money. Chosen to gamble. Eaten by naughty men on the gambling table.
Naughty men on the gambling table. Well done. Get a little bit of morals there. Rihanna, I think your diary is really good.
Drained out with coffee. Ink spattered fingers. Aging by the minute. Read by a first-class passenger. Yearning for home.
I really like that. Drained out by coffee. Is this meticulous, really detailed? Go on then, Thomas.
Posh men would only use them. It will make you ill. People would make it out of clay. Every posh lady would not use them.
And in fact, one of the most famous people who smoked at that time would be Brunel himself. Yes, exactly. Right, we're going to try another poem. These are called tanka poems. Have you heard of those before? No. There's a very special amount of syllables. So your syllables are 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. Okay, I just want you to just focus on your artefact and how your artefact may even feel, or a brief description about it.
Sock. Sock. Always on a foot. Yes, finally.
What about your first line? Did you, who's going to carry it?
A maid carries me.
Sorry?
A maid carries me.
A maid carries me. Yeah?
You
boil me on the fire.
Good. So you got 2 lines. Sorted.
Water left in me, lady sick in me today, decorated well, patterns of people on me, the maid carries me away.
Is it a washing bowl?
Swaying in the night, see people go by quickly, fed up of being shook, hung up by my metal head.
We could do like wave slashing against like slash.
Wave slash.
And we do wave slash and I ring. Yeah, wave slash and I ring. Wave slash and I ring.
I think we're ready. Jade, you ready? Happy? We'll do some performances now. James?
On the big table, waiting for lots of money, rolling and rolling. Big fight around me, trouble, the captain is on his way.
Well done. Kerry, let's hear yours.
Biscuit and soup, only for me. Wooden spoon I pick up, lovely for me.
Lovely. Do you think that soup was lovely? No. Rosie?
Put me on your fire, warm me up like a kettle, put me in your bed.
Brilliant. Well done. And nicely read too. I think that deserves a clap too. Right. Pixie, can we have yours? Very good. Would you like to?
Pretty patterns on me, shiny sleek shell glistening, fragile when handled.
That second line I think is really beautiful because she's... What letter have you repeated in your words there that makes it S? I think that's really very clever. Well done. That's really nice that it's really coming out as a poem now and a beautiful piece of work. Well done. And finally, Penny and India.
Swaying in the night, see people go by quickly, fed up of being shook, hung up by my metal head, roaring waves slash and I ring.
That's fantastic. The poems are manageable, they're short, but by doing the different poems, they get a real feel for their own artefact. And they came out with some fantastic stuff. Really wonderful. I love the bell. I thought the bell eventually would get going, and it's swaying in the night, see people go by quickly, fed up of being shook, hung up by my metal head, roaring waves slash and I ring. And so they've really got the feel for the bell itself there and what it might have seen or felt. Very pleased.